Hi, I'm Nyesha McCauley, and you're watching AccessTV.org.
I know everybody just came back from the Hartford Stadium Authority meeting, so I appreciate you taking the time to also join us over here at the stadium. I want to speak to the media, to the citizens, to everybody briefly about a couple things. And I want to focus on three things: transparency, facts, and our commitment to finishing the ballpark. Those are the three key items to discuss right now. With regard to transparency, we believe that it's important that everything be discussed, and then not just the minimal facts that are leaking out through the media and the press, with no offense to anybody I'm speaking to right now. But it is important to understand that there have been many communications between January with the new administration till now that are not being shared with everybody. The facts are that even within the past 3 weeks from the beginning of May, there have been multiple changes issued from the city of Hartford by direction for us to change aspects of the design of the ballpark. Since mid-April, there's been 5 change directives, which are instructions from the city of Hartford for us to implement changes to the design which are necessary to complete the ballpark, as well as to obtain your temporary certificate of occupancy. And perhaps the most important thing to state today as we stand here on the 26th, just moments after the Hartford Stadium Authority met, and I have had an opportunity to see the resolution that was issued, is that I received a 6th construction change directive today, which is going to add more time, more design change to the ballpark. These facts need to be shared. We've done everything to communicate with the city and let them know that there are budget impacts, let them know that there are schedule impacts with regard to all of these changes. What's being expressed in the media is that it's CenterPlan's fault. We haven't completed the stadium, but there's no mention of all the directional changes that we're getting on an almost daily basis now. The facts have to come out. We have to be transparent with one another. So your first question to me, I'll take it away from you, is, well, Jason, you said that you'd be done on the 17th. Yes, I did. And you know why I said that? Because I'm going to have a 99-year relationship with the city of Hartford as we develop everything else around this. This is the catalyst, and the rest of the development, which is necessary to pay for the stadium, as well as expand the city and continue the development and growth that we have going on here. I don't disparage my partners in public. We have given all of this information to the city. They have it. It should be shared with everybody. And it's time for us all to just be transparent. We've given you copies of the first 5 change directives that have been issued already to date. The 6th one just came out. We'll be happy to share that as well when it's in its final form. But what you're hearing from me today is, regardless of all of that, we are committed to finishing the ballpark. We're not going anywhere. We're not walking off the site. We're not stopping our work. We will finish this ballpark. Everybody is proud of this ballpark. Look around you. Does this look like it's incomplete? Does this look like it can't be finished? This is a ballpark. Look behind me. Every one of these individuals works here at this ballpark. There's a lot of pride. There is a lot of power that comes out of every one of these individuals that's shared around here as they work with one another to finish what we're doing, to deliver the most amazing ballpark possible to the citizens of Hartford, to be able to allow all the kids and everybody from the communities and the outside communities to come in and be able to enjoy it. And at the same time, this is the ballpark that's providing them with an opportunity to earn and provide for their families. So the discussions of shutting it down, the discussions of we need to remove CenterPlan, the discussions of, let's get the surety in here, it's counterproductive and it's not helpful. And that may be the message that the city wants to send, but it's not my message. It's not CenterPlan's message, and I don't believe it's the message of anybody who's here with me and all the people who you can still see here who are working to finish this ballpark. They're here, we're operating, we're working, we're not going anywhere. We're committed to finishing this ballpark, delivering it to the city of Hartford, to its citizens, and anybody else who comes in to be able to participate and enjoy what you have here. I am excited to have the Yard Goats play baseball in Hartford. I am excited to have my family, these guys and their families here to be able to watch it. And we're going to produce it as soon as possible. And the only thing we have to stop is all the change directives so that we know exactly what we're building, so we know exactly what we're going to deliver. In the meantime, the message is simple. We're not going anywhere. We're going to finish the ballpark, and we're committed to it.
The mayor says you've slowed down.
We have not. Thank you. There's been absolutely no slowdown here. But the truth is, when you make statements in the media about pulling bonds, terminating us, I'll step away. What do you think their reaction is to that?
Nervous.
Yeah.
I am.
Where are they going to get their paychecks from? Those type of statements are reckless. They're counterproductive. Those types of statements, without the background, cause problems. If you play it out and you make the claims and you go against the surety, this project will be shut down for 6 to 9 months. You ain't playing baseball this year. Finish the ballpark. I said it when we stood out in front of the steps the last time we were all together, right? Finish the ballpark. It's right here behind us. And then we can all go ahead and get together and have broader discussions. We've asked for mediation, which is the dispute resolution we have in our contracts. The city denied it. They said it's premature, we're not doing it. We have a meeting next Tuesday with our surety. Let's clear the record on that one because I've heard a lot of misstatements. They asked for a meeting. They demanded a meeting with a national rated insurance firm that represents companies globally and said you have to be here in 24 to 48 hours. It's not the way it works. They received a response that evening via email saying that you'll get communication on Monday. They received the communication on Monday that says we can't meet this week. However, we're available the week after. Let us know what your availability is the week of the 30th and we'll set something up. There's a meeting with the surety next Tuesday at 2 p.m. We're happy to go to it. We look forward to it. We look forward to working with the city and the surety, having that open discussion and being able to report back to everybody about what's discussed.
The city says they're calling the bond this week in advance of that meeting. Are you saying that work here stops?
If they call the bond and make an actual claim, yeah, that's the way it goes. That's the law. Our surety is going to call us and tell us to stop.
Yeah, Jason, this is a resolution they just passed. 4-1 unanimous.
Oh no, I've seen this.
Yeah.
I saw this. So let's talk about actually the second resolution, because that's the one that's really important to me and to everybody who's standing behind me who continues to work, that the executive director and corporation council are directed to take such additional actions as necessary to achieve completion of the stadium as soon as possible without further financial outlays by the authority or the city of Hartford beyond amounts remaining in the project fund. You're all holding 5 CCDs from the city of Hartford that states that they're responsible for paying for the costs of that work. There are signed copies of those. They were issued to us. Those CCDs are part of the contract.
What's the cost of that work?
It's to be determined as it keeps coming out. So once they finish all of it, we'll know, but it's going to be well in excess of $1 million.
So how broad is the scope of that work?
It's significant. We've changed in the first one over 108 pages of drawings, and as they keep coming out, each one changes 10, 15, 20 or more drawings.
What are they? Could you point to where it is? Like what the drawing?
It's everything from railings, which Boulevard and Manuel have been installed, all this cable rail, they're installing that. There's additional railings and changes and everything else for life safety, right? There's changes that are coming out for the speaker systems that Arnold is putting in. Just happened today where we relocated a whole bunch of stuff throughout the ballpark. You know, there's a lot of this. Cordell having changes with regard to where the seats are going. So, I mean, it's too numerous to get into, and I don't want to take all the time away from it to get through all of it, but it's numerous. You have copies of them, and as I said, as more come out, we're happy to share it. It's about transparency.
And your point,
it's about everybody seeing it.
If they call the bond this week by Tuesday, when you have that meeting with your surety, you won't be here working.
I won't speak for my surety. My surety will instruct us what to do, but if they actually make a claim against the bond, my minimal knowledge says that we're going to be required to stop while they go ahead and hire an independent third party to do an investigation. That's going to take time. That's not overnight. That's weeks, months. Then they're going to have to go ahead and look to potentially replace us, right? We're 95% or more done right now. I mean, it's just...
I'll definitely pull my guys off the job.
There you go. I mean, ask them.
Paid.
These are the people who are here. That's what happened.
Can you talk about transparency just for a second? The city mentioned today, and they said it all along, that they have asked, I think Charles Matthews said, they've asked all along, are you up to date? How is everything going? And there were no, he said there were no mentions of any problems, any delays at all.
Yeah, so it's a two-way street. I already said that when I'm in public, I won't disparage my partners. But you can ask for it via FOI. We have them, reams of paper, reams of communications, talking about COs, budget impacts, schedule impacts. The construction change directives were a discussion as an alternative for the city so that they had a means for us to do the work and figure out how to pay it later. So the idea of it's all center plan and we're not being cooperative, I'm sorry, I gotta set the record straight. You guys have said a lot of things about a lot of good people here. These are not only people that I work with, they're now my friends.
So are you saying the delays have been caused by the city making changes and that's solely the problem?
I'm not saying that's solely the problem. I'm saying it's a two-way street. Everybody's got dirt on their hands, but don't point it all at me. All right? We all have to be fair with each other and be transparent.
What's your dirt? The mayor said that it's been noticeable that there was clearly between 400 and 500 people on the site in the weeks leading up to May 17th, and then in the day and two before it, and then after it, he said there's been a noticeable slowdown. What do you say to that?
I absolutely disagree. I mean, if he's a construction expert, that's great. However, we're finishing. You don't need as many people when you're getting to the finishing stages of stuff. You end up having a burn-off. By the way, on the 17th, we finished almost all of the site work. It was 150 people who are no longer required. So, yeah, people disappear from the site when the work is completed.
So let's say
it's what happens.
Let's say there were no more changes. When would you be done?
I have just gotten a new one today. So with all respect, you're gonna have to give me a chance to figure it out. I'm not gonna wing out dates and just go ahead and live by it. This conversation started when we were asked by the city to provide dates. So in conjunction with a discussion with the city's consultants, the A&E team, myself and the construction team, we all agreed on dates and times and we provided them. And then someone from the city said, you know what, maybe we should look for some more time, and this spiraled out of control rather than finishing the discussion. And that's why we're here now.
Josh Solomon said that he supports the city and calls their action today the right one.
I disagree with Josh then. I would think that Josh wants to get in here and play baseball as soon as possible. I'm sorry, I want to go ahead.
Has any money in terms of damages been paid to the city?
No, the city again, transparency. The city received the communication from legal counsel for Dono as well as Center Plan Construction Company that stated that we dispute the liquidated damages because there's culpability of the city. It's the way the contract's written. You don't pay them if the city has culpability. That's where we're at.
Are the changes caused by license inspection and other things?
It's a number of things. Some of them are for TCOs, life safety, and some of them are otherwise.
What is your? You said everybody's got dirty hands in this, dirt on their hands. What is your responsibility in not getting it done? What do you bear?
Guys, I'm not going to stand in front of you and say that everything's finished, but I also want you to see who's still working here. You know, we have members of the community who are still here proceeding and doing their work. We have Hartford contractors here continuing to do their work. But I'm going to answer your question. As we have to go ahead and constantly change our focus to add new items and move people to different areas, those cause delays, all right? They're concurrent. If you cause me a delay here, it's going to cause me a delay somewhere else.
But that's not your fault. So where is your fault?
No, let's go, guys, you can look around. I said there's some stuff that's just not finished yet. I'm not sitting here denying that or saying otherwise. But don't tell me that I'm supposed to be done on May 17th and then on May 26th issue me a change directive saying that you have to do all this other stuff. It's not even possible.
Why did the city issue these change directives? What were they looking for? Like the first design is drafted and said, hey, put this.
Because they didn't have the complete design that had all life safety or other items included in it. there have been discussions and other items that they've asked to have changed throughout the ballpark. We have to address it. I have to be able to deliver a ballpark that everybody can come into safely, right? So anytime that we're asked to do anything, we go ahead and we do it. But you can go back to our January 19th agreement. We were required to build to a certain set of drawings, nothing else.
And you said you're at 95% or more completion right now. What else needs to be done? Major things need to be done, or what else?
No, but I mean, you can look at certain things. So you can look out there. There's your barbecue steel, right? That's the barbecue pit. That's got to be completed. But there's also the email from the city that told me to remove it. It doesn't have to be in the plans anymore. And then a couple days later, they said, put it back. So you have to stop production, start production. Transparency. I mean, let's just have it out there. If we're going to have an open discussion, let's have an open discussion. You know, as I said, I was very quiet for a long time. It's the right thing to do. I don't want to start this, but at this point, if you're going to say this, let's just have it out there. The facts are going to be there on Tuesday anyway when we meet with the surety. Everybody will be able to see it. And we're going to have an open discussion about exactly where we are and what needs to be done to be completed and what's the proper way to go ahead and do that.
So up until Tuesday, you guys just working as usual?
We're working. We all know it's a holiday this weekend. I hope everybody's doing something fun, and I'm sure that these guys will be too. But you know what? We'll still be here. There will be people working. You may see less, but don't tell me we're not working.
So if I understand correctly, until the surety says otherwise, we'll continue here as...
Until you drag me off this site, I will be here prosecuting the work. And I'm guessing that all these guys standing with me will be doing the same. So, hey, I wish everybody, listen, have a great Memorial Day weekend. We appreciate that you came down here. We wanted you to be able to see it for yourselves. Everybody sees it from the outside. See it from the inside. Tell me it's not done.
You know, take the walk on the inside?
It's still an active construction site. I can't let you walk around the corridors, but that is coming.
Okay. Can we walk around the warning track?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Bob, can you walk them just around the warning track?
My name is Nyesha McCauley, and I do business as Light Source Productions. I provide professional services in the area of strategic video communications. First, what we do is we help you craft your message using what I call the rule of the 5 W's: who, what, when, where, and why. We do event documentation, content acquisition, full-scale productions, editing, and of course distribution through our social media television network. And with social media, video is more important now than it has ever been. Whether you're talking big business, small business, nonprofit, church, or just an individual. Let's say you're planning an event, a wedding, whatever the case may be. But let's say a big event, but no video. And you spent all this time, all these hours to put this event on, and maybe 100, 200 people attend the event. But more important than that is that thousands could attend by watching it on social media. But of course, you don't think about this until after the event is over. You can't afford not to capture it for social media. And despite what people think, I am affordable. Give me a call. Let's plan your next video project and share it with the world on my social media television network. I promise you that you will have the attention of one person, me.